And we are live.
Funniest part about me saying that I was ready, I was not ready.
Are
I
you ever
felt like one
ready?
of those. I
You
felt like it
just
was one of those
you
memes.
just love to lie.
Yeah, those memes were so like, when you're all when you say no worries, but you're all worries. It's like when you say you're ready, but you're not ready. Yeah, because I am not ready. Hold on, let me turn this on. Hey everyone, it's Ultra Podcast Z, episode 214. I swear one of these days we're gonna rebrand this podcast into something cool, which I don't know if I already hinted at what it was gonna be, um, but not yet. Today's not that day.
No, we've got another 4 years before that happens.
Yeah, exactly. The way we move things. Ah, shit! I just realized that the completionist interview is live, and I meant to share it, and I did not. Oops. I guess I can share tomorrow. If everyone wants to go read the completionist interview before I share it publicly, go do so, and that'll let me know analytic wise who actually goes to the site when there's not like a call to action to go there. What am I doing? Sorry, my brain is like on drugs.
As opposed to the rest of your body, which is just on alcohol.
Right.
Alcohol's great. Oh, it's not letting me switch to this other Wi-Fi. I guess I can't do that. Okay, never mind. That solves everything. I just can't do it. Hey everyone, it's me, Manuel, internet's favorite cryptid, and it's Snakz. Introduce yourself.
It's me. Um, I've been around a thing or two. I'm back again. Welcome back.
No, yeah. Not only are you back again, but you're Snacks the staffer again.
Yeah. I actually
How,
forgot I was deaf. I
how did you get? How did that come to be? Yeah, for those that don't know, Snacks is a staffer at the lovely convention, SoCal Idol Fest.
think that there was a spot for me, and I took it kind of last minute. But yeah, I mean, I staffed the convention. I think that it was staffing is because I used to staff a lot of conventions, and going back to doing it again, I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. I think that it's pretty good. So I just got into the motion of it again.
Are you? Do you like staffing conventions? I've never staffed one, but I have worked several. Like when in the early days of A to G, I used to work with PMX, and I used to do a lot of booth work. And it's funny because I didn't drink back then, so me saying that I didn't want to be there was not me just saying, "Oh, I wanted to go to the hotel room and drink." But there were times when I was like, "Dude, I just want to go like look at the con and be an attendee and be a normie." Are there times you're like that? Like, wouldn't you have wanted to like just cheer for the idols instead of like working?
I think that it depends on what I'm assigned to do, honestly, just in conventions in general. I always picked doing swap meet at Fanime because I thought that was the most fun position to have there. You
Like,
know, you
you
get to
actually get
see all
in.
this. Yeah, you get to get in. You get to see all the stuff that people are selling. Sometimes you get a chance to buy the things people are selling before it opens. Um, but I think I liked it a lot. But um, yeah, I mean, I didn't mind it at all. I just basically did whatever they wanted me to do, move some stuff, lift some stuff. Um, no, I mean, I didn't. It was like a 1 day thing, right? If it was like a 3 day thing, maybe I'd be like, oh, I don't know. But it was a 1 day thing. It was all right.
I'm always wary of one day. It's funny because I'm not a huge fan of one day cons. Like, and this kind of goes back to my old brain mentality where I just want to like when I do a con, I want to like make it a vacation and like
Uh,
yeah, and I feel like a 1 day event is just so like eh. I especially don't like paneling at 1 day cons, which is funny because I submitted a bunch of panels for Ronin Expo, but I
oh
hate
yeah,
paneling at 1 day conventions because I have to bring all my shit. Like, you know, and do you remember back in the days when we used to decorate for panels?
yeah.
So like I used to bring all that shit to a 1-day con. Like, what the fuck was that about? And by vacation, he means getting okay. I do other things at vacation. By the way, JD, I want to rail on JD. What am I saying? I do want to I really want to have a quick gripe, only because I imagine if you were watching the podcast for the first time, especially if you're on YouTube for the first time, you might not see this. I might change it myself, or maybe ask JD if he can. But I love that rather than just keep Snakz's non-camera icon from Discord, you put the logo on him. So like now the UPZ logo's on the screen twice.
Yeah.
And really,
Yeah.
What do you mean,
and mind
Manuel?
you,
It's not there.
what do you mean it's
The
not
logo.
there?
What
It
are
Oh,
you
he
looks
took it
looking at,
funny.
off.
Manuel?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
took,
yeah.
he took it off right when I complained, you motherfucker.
Manuel, it's a toggle in OBS. You just had to say it.
So here I am talking shit. You could have turned it off a long time ago. It's funny because very rarely do I actually have it open. I was looking at it live and I'm like, God damn it, GD. Anyway, it's funny because like old watchers of UPZ, but when I used to do it on XSplit, I used to like putting stupid ass pictures to replace someone.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of miss those days. But then again, I don't know if JD has access to all these like random pictures I would. It's like, hey, here's a picture of Snakz picking his nose. I would have put something like that.
I was going to do
Yeah,
that in the
there's
edit.
me. Some kind of candid photo, yeah.
I'll find one of Snakz picking his nose and like put it there.
You got me.
Anyway. So how was SoCal Idol Festival? That was a con that we talked about last week. Me and Hina were supposed to go and then we didn't because we're stupid.
Yeah, I mean, you missed out on a lot, honestly. So many performers,
I wish
and
you'd have told me you were going. You did not say you were going.
dude, I didn't know I was going until. Actually, no, I knew I was going. My mistake. I just forgot. I
I
just
even
forgot.
talked to you about it.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, and then I forgot
It's
because
funny.
I did end up going. It was a lot of it was cool.
So for those who are wondering why I didn't go, there's a lot of reasons. It wasn't just pure laziness. Honestly, it really wasn't. Um, I will say this, not your staff. I did last week when we did the podcast. We were talking about like, oh, I'm gonna email them and see if he and they can get press. And then we wanted to interview like Barry, and well, mainly Barry. I'm not gonna lie, because she had the whole cyberbullying thing a while
That's
back.
right. Yeah.
So we want. I mean, not that we want to interview like how was it like being cyberbullied, but like be like good on you, like getting above that bullshit, that kind of way. But we want to interview Barry and like a few other people, maybe Phoebe again, because we did interview Phoebe at the fucking VTuber convention last year, but the audio got scuffed. Like I don't know where the fuck that audio is. It's missing, along with a lot of other audio from that entire like series of cons we went to that summer. But stuff like that, and then the con never got back to me. Admittedly, I did email them like the week of the con, so it's not like
That's on
I
you.
but still they never replied, and I'm like, and then
Literally, it's the week of. They're busy.
okay. There's also, and I did look into this. There was no press like slots. I don't know if they even were like having press, or if it was always just like we ask that you pay for it or whatever.
Manuel?
And yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to need you to stop in a second for that because I just need to adjust volume because
Why? What happened?
Snakz is hitting the red. You're barely hitting the yellow, so there's no way I can adjust it like just by myself. I need to actually adjust volumes in the Discord. So, gonna take us to be right back for a second. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that.
Okay. I mean, the lovely people at SoCal Idol Fest who were surely too busy to reply did not reply. I'm not gonna lie, that was the biggest reason because, I mean, obviously anyone can. I mean, the cool thing to say is support your local smaller convention. Yes, I agree.
Yes.
But it was $40 for 1 day, and I was just like, bro, no. I don't. Okay, my defense in not wanting to pay that, my defense, and I don't know if you consider this defense or not, is that I don't really want. I never really wanted to go for fun. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand.
it's not like I was like I want to just get in free and then go fucking stand up there and cheer for. I mean, I would cheer for some of my friends, like here and there, but like that wasn't why I wanted to go. Like I really did want to like work it and do shit like that. And I probably would have left early anyway. I probably would have come, done what I had to do, say hi to who I wanted to say hi to, maybe convince some of them to go with me to get food, and then just not come back.
Right.
But yeah, like I don't know if I don't know if the con did press at all because like I said, they didn't have a press section, which is why I had to email them, just like the contact form. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they didn't get back to me, so I'm upset with them.
To
Get
my
back to
knowledge, I didn't see any press people, anything like that. So
yeah,
I don't think that was like an option.
like I saw, and I'm not ragging on the numbers. Any numbers for the conventions are great. I saw they announced 400, and I
Yes.
don't know for sure. Like I feel like I mean, mind you, attendees can be a loaded word because most conventions count everyone who was there, which makes sense because they attended the con, whether they are performing it or not. But were there actually and I'm not saying this to like rag on the con, but were there actually 400 attendees, as in like not performers? Because I feel like 100 of the 400 would have been just the performers and the vendors and whatever. That's just my.
I would say yes because throughout they weren't there all at once. They
Oh,
were
okay.
there at different points of the day, but there definitely was a huge crowd of people. There was a lot of people in the morning, and then like late afternoon, I guess when the sun went down a little bit, where there was even more people.
Yeah.
Some people showed up just to see a couple performances and then take off, but yeah, I mean there was yeah, I would say that the number is true. There's a lot of people there.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like I watched all the videos that I could find, and I pretty much pieced together the whole show like through videos.
Oh yeah.
Um, But like I watched a lot of videos and like don't get me wrong, there was definitely a lot of people there even for anyone, but there were a few where I was all like, there's not that many people there. Maybe this was lunchtime and they had a bad slot, you know. Uh, but
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, but anyways, go back to why I didn't go. Like, they never replied to me about press, and then I I thought nobody I knew was going. Um, like I don't want to name a lot of people who like who didn't go, but obviously Hina, it turned out she couldn't come. She didn't end up coming to LA in anyway. So I was like, ah, fuck. And I'm like, well, if they reply back to me about press, I'll still do it on my own because I knew like
Uh-huh.
Callie was going, and I mean maybe I convinced Callie to come help me. Um, but they never got back to me, and I was like, fuck it. And then I thought you weren't going. I was talking to Angie about not, and she didn't want to go, and like just like all the normal people I would ask, nobody was going. And I was
Right.
like, obviously, I have the performer friends. Like Paida was there. I didn't know fucking can't remember her name. Beck's sister. I can't remember Beck's sister's name from Empire. I didn't know she was performing there too. Cause Flo was there,
Yeah.
and like I knew Flo was performing, but I was kind of like, oh, I wonder if like if honestly, I don't even know what name they go by because I know they went by Iris when they were in Empire, but I'm not sure what name they go by now. But Iris, like the artist formerly known as Iris, I didn't realize that they were performing as, and Flo was in this other group too, and I was like, oh, that group has all the other people I didn't know that were fucking gonna be there. So like they were there, Paida was there, um, who else was there that I know? There's people I'm just forgetting. Obviously Phoebe was there, and
Yeah.
so on, and I'm like, ah. I kind of missed out. And then like other friends I didn't know were gonna be there. Like Ivory was vending, and I'm like, oh shit, Ivory was. Of course, Ivory was vending because
Yeah,
Ivory
yeah, yeah.
always does. She does every local con. But then like Shelby was there at her table, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like
Yeah,
every
dude, there was a lot of people there.
I was so upset, and like, and I'm not joking when I say the con is like stupid close to me. Like I could have just fucking. You might be like, why didn't you just go when you realize this? Well, one, I didn't realize till too late, but two, I had already like a friend of mine was like, oh, you're gonna come see me do a kickoff show for Nisei Week, and I was like, yeah, I'm
I
gonna
forgot
go. And
that
I
was
told him,
happening.
yeah, and I told him that a long time ago. And then when it came up, I'm like, I guess I'm not gonna go because of SoCal. And then I was like, oh well, no one's going, so I guess I'll just fucking go to that. And so I was nowhere near like Torrance. And by the time I was in people were messaging me after a while if I was there, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna try to go, I'm gonna try to go. But then when I was finally done, it was like 3 or 4, and I was still in LA, and I'm like, even if I rush now, like I'm gonna get there when they're closing, and it's like,
You had like 3 hours.
I didn't
Honestly,
know
like
that.
3.5,
Oops.
because it didn't end until like 7:45, 8 o'clock. Yeah,
Oops. Well,
yeah, you had time.
I would have been like a prisoner because the way the venue is, like, there's like a gate. I would have just hung out by the gate because I'm like, I'm not paying $40 for 3 hours.
That's funny.
I like, hey everyone, someone come to the gate and say hi to me. Was the Japanese garden open? Did you guys go to that?
I didn't see that. No.
Oh my god, no one ever sees it. For those who don't know, like where the civic, like a lot of well, not a lot
There's
of
the theater
ev-
next to. There's the theater next to the center that it was
yes,
at, and then that is it behind the theater or
it
something?
is. It's like behind the theater, like kind of like if you keep going down a little path, that's
Mm,
where the Japanese garden is. And no one ever goes to it. It's funny because there's a lot of conventions that happen at that place. Like,
yeah,
mm, I don't. It's not called TohoCon, but there was a Toho Expo a couple months ago that was there. Um,
yeah,
that happened. Anifest definitely uses it, but we don't talk about Anifest. But like the Macross cons there, and there's a few other like smaller cons. I remember there was a Token Rambu thing there.
yeah.
But no one ever seems to know that there's a fucking Japanese garden. It's a really nice one too. I think it's way nicer than the one that's a Little Tokyo because like it's kind of like covered and not like in that
You're
pit.
just
It's like
out in the open.
yeah,
Yeah, in the hotel 5th floor or
yeah.
something like that.
So like it's nice. You should go the next time you're in Torrance. It's and it's always empty. That's the other thing. Like I don't know if because well that whole area is always empty. But
Yeah, I
like
feel like you couldn't really able you like I could not tell there was something behind that theater building.
yeah, and that theater is always empty. Like I've been to that theater for a few shows. I saw Joseph there. They mixed Technicolor Dreamcoat, some other shit there. But like every time I go, they're like, "Oh, there's shit back here." That whole
Yeah,
area is
yeah, yeah.
funny. I was talking kind of shit about Torrance and about like how it's very old school Midwest. But like the jails in that on that block, I don't know if you do that. And like,
No, I didn't know
if
that.
if you look past what the Japanese guard is, there's this really big building. That's the courthouse. And if you look right next to it, and you can kind of tell, because like, gosh, that building has weird windows because it's a jail, and like it has like the slit windows with like bars on them, but with like
Uh-huh.
a bar. And I always find that funny. I'm like, what kind of fucking like Mayberry town is this that they built the library, the community theater, like the community pool, the community like civic center, all this the jail, the courthouse, all on one big block.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, they did, and it's great. So
That's
you,
interesting.
so yeah, you guys could have had like people who just got let out of jail, just like, hey, look, idols.
Yeah. Like, what's this? What's going on here?
Anyway, but yeah, was it fun? Did you enjoy all the performers?
Oh yeah, I did actually. I had a lot. It was super fun.
Did you
And
say
see,
hi to
there's
Pina?
um, I did not, but I did
You
see her performance,
I gotta
and
say,
I thought it was better here than it was at 1720 because 1720, the sound system over there is pretty
dude.
terrible.
Okay, it's funny you bring that up. I don't know why I'm pointing with this, but it's funny you bring that up because, like, um, I won't name their name, but I know and I think you know who I'm talking about, the person who puts on those shows there. And I know the name in the past. I'm just not saying it tonight. But she was telling me, I probably said she was telling me that she likes that venue because not only are they like an affordable one, but they have a good sound system. And I'm like, do they now? Because no one I've known who's ever been there has anything nice to say about the sound system. JD, do you have anything nice to say about the sound system?
Absolutely not.
Exactly. And I was like, are we talking about like what? Like, I get the affordable part because that's clearly why everyone goes there. But don't try to pretend that they have a good sound system.
To be
No,
fair, it might have just been they had terrible
yeah.
engineers that time.
I mean, that could be true too.
I was in the back of the room at 1720 and my chest was hurting. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? The thing was so loud, so obnoxious, and I could not hear anything. Like Pyda has a thing, like her performance is that she kind of has like an alien that speaks to her, and we couldn't even hear what the alien was saying when we were over there. So I'm like, this place kind of sucks.
That sounds about right. That's 1720 for you. Please stop going there, people. Please. I
Don't
beg
ever
every.
go back to 1720.
Uh,
Don't
I hope
go
that place.
there.
I hope that place closes down, but I don't think it ever will. I think we're stuck with it for a while. I
But
love that.
yeah, it was
Anyways,
it was awesome. Yeah, I mean there was this performer called Pan Ranger, and
oh
they
yeah.
were awesome. I had never seen like tokusatsu themed like idols and stuff. I didn't even know that that was a thing. I thought that was pretty awesome.
Well,
They were
there
singing
was that
like giant like mecha songs and stuff. I was like, wait a second, this is kind of cool.
well, there was that one Holo Project group. Remember Renai something Ranger? I forgot what the fuck they were called.
Nope,
Like,
never heard of it.
are you dead serious?
Yeah, I never heard of it.
They were one of those like power couples. They were one of those power like groups that came out for just a single or two, but like they somehow had a full concert tour for some reason. I mean, it's a long time ago.
Manual?
What you're gonna say? You're looking at yeah.
Yeah. Renai Sentai Shitsu Ranger.
There you go. Red Eye Sentai Shih Tzu Ranger. It was like Gotomaki, Abe Natsume, and I think Miki Fujimoto.
Damn.
Yes, it's like fucking huge ass names.
Dude, I'm like so out of the loop then.
I was like, what
Like
the fuck?
completely.
And like I said, like it was one of those groups that were put together for like a single. I think for like like two singles, maybe like one and a fucking tie-in song. But they had a
Yeah.
tour for some reason. Well, they did the tour because they were three giant soloists. So they toured together, and I think it was a very similar thing. Like I think they even had a Sentai. I mean, that's not to say that this group like like borrowed anything from this. I'm just saying that that's cool. I like that that's a concept that's explored more. Also, there was a Barry's Kobo cute concert when they were both still like babies. That was all themed after like Sentai shit. And I think there was even a song called like a collaboration single they did was like Berry Ranger and Cute Ranger or Cutie Ranger and Berry. I forget what the fuck it was called, but something
Manual?
like that.
I'm an absolute
Yes.
Sorry,
fraud.
You
I
look it
didn't
up.
know that.
Yeah, I was looking up the members on that song. It was
What is it?
Gotomaki as yellow, uh, Matsura Aya as yellow green,
Oh,
and
okay.
Abe
That's even better
Yellow
Natsumi
than.
green.
as red.
Okay, there's no Miki Fujimoto, but Aya Matsura is really huge too.
Yeah, for sure.
She's the one that like dated a member of Wins. Wins is a male idol group for 10 years and kept that hidden until they got married. That's the way you do it, idols.
That's the way you do it.
There's
You hide everything.
there's a video that got recommended to me. We'll come back to SoCal Idol Festival in a minute. But there's a video that got recommended to me by Japanology. What the fuck was the name of the channel? Um
Isn't that the name of the old panel?
Idology, funny enough, which is why I clicked on the video because I'm like, did they still our thing?
Yeah, Japanology.
But I think it's the name of the. Let me just type this up. Weather girl scandal Japan. That's a funny thing for me to type in the search history. Oh, they're called Japanalysis. Sorry. That's the name of the channel. But there's this video that I can only assume it went mini viral in my like weeby circle. And the video is called Japan's Ridiculous Weather Woman Fiasco. It has like right now, as I'm talking to you, it has 1.1 million views. When I first saw it yesterday, it was like a 200,000. And I think the channel only has it's not that big. Anyways, my point is that video reminded me of the whole dating ban in the idol world and whatever.
Yeah.
And I never knew this, but because the video talks about the whole point of the video is there's this weather woman. This is like super recent. There's this weather woman from this like 24-hour like online weather channel in Japan where they're all like girls. They're all like young girls who like do the weather. And it's obviously meant to be like idol-y type shit.
Uh-huh.
And everyone got upset because like one of the girls has a boyfriend. And but in the video they brought up like the past scandals, but they mentioned how that one former AKB48 member who was now the theater manager, I forget her name, how she made that comment about how she's going to talk to management and say that like we should get rid of the dating ban.
Yeah.
And that made news. That made like Western news. And I remember everyone was talking about that. We referred to it in the panel. I never knew that the next day, like hours later, she had to take that back.
That's
I never
crazy.
knew that. Like no one talked about that. The next day, she had to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I misspoke." And she actually said in the thing, she's like, "What I meant to say was we don't have a dating ban," which has always been the official stance because you can't technically tell someone they can't date.
Yeah.
Like it's illegal. You can't just you can't just be like no boyfriend, no, uh, in most countries, thankfully, you can't just say that. But yeah, I found that funny. I'm like, and I in that video they also showed all these like surveys that people like the Japanese fans had did, and it's like, wow, the dating people really don't want their idols to date.
Right.
Anyways, I hope everyone at SoCal Idol Fest has a boyfriend or a significant other or a girlfriend or whatever have you.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Believe it or
Oh
not,
my
that was a
god.
long-winded way to get. I mean, that wasn't to get to that. I just
Just
want to bring it back to
okay.
SoCal Idol Festival. Let's come back to it.
This is okay.
Let's come back to it.
Yeah, it
I
was a
think
good time. I feel like it was like really well ran. Like I think the everything was set up like really
says the
quickly, and then
says the staffer.
dude, like I just feel like some of the people that were a part of it, that were setting things up and everything else, it was put together really well. Yeah, I believe that you should come back next year to the event again because it's so well ran.
Back unless it conflicts with something. Unfortunately, like there's been a lot of stuff conflicting with everything else. Um, I found out that Sin City Anime conflicts with Anime Pasadena, and I don't want to tell any of my potential roommates for Sin City Anime until it happens. I'm like, oops, you guys can't go to Anime Pasadena.
Hey, Manuel,
But
I'm right here.
you can't go to Anime Pasadena.
I wasn't planning on it, but
Anyway, the
But now
fucking
you know you can't go to Anime Pasadena.
as long as SoCal Idol Festival doesn't do anything weird like that, I want to go next year. Hopefully they and is there a way to say this? Okay, actually, I thought the better way to say this. I hope that next year they might get some higher profile idols, like like from Japan or something like that. And I don't know, why couldn't they get BPM Ichigo Q? I know Fake Star was supporting them a bit.
I hear Rinahamu is pretty expensive.
I mean, it's funny, and I shouldn't say this, like I shouldn't say numbers, but like, um, the I've been on some of the bargaining tables with some cons that are like, oh, let's get some people like through fake store, and I'm like just a curiosity because I'm like talking like this is minorly informal so far, but I'm like, what's some of the base rates we're looking at? And when I heard some of the numbers, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think
and
it'd be pretty expensive.
it's actually it makes me wonder who the fuck affords these people. Like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't get they're not worth that or whatever. It's just like that's a lot of money. But
Yeah, I feel like this convention is also kind of a way to sort of promote and show off like overseas idols in the community that we have about here. So
oh, look at Snacks being part of the overseas idol community out of nowhere.
yeah,
I,
it's a good
I,
way to promote them
where have you been the past like 10 years?
at home.
I feel like we traded the baton because like there was a period of AJ's life, and we talked about this last week. There was a period of AJ's life where like I think I knew like at, at least peripherally, if not like pretty personally, I knew like every consistently active because there's some that just pop up for like a summer or something. But I knew just about every consistently active like overseas idol and was like all over the community like supporting all the ones I could. And then like it's not that I lost interest or just whatever, I just stopped. And then like now here comes Snacks, and you were never in the scene before. So yeah, I'm gatekeeping now.
I
What
feel
the
like
fuck?
I was kind of in there, sort of, kind of, um, not so much before. It comes and goes. It was just like, oh, Dempop's performing. I'm gonna go see them. But yeah, I mean, I feel like there wasn't really a place outside of like J-Pop Summit
Well,
and
like
maybe like some small things. Yeah,
Fanime's always been a good place. For those who don't know, Fanime has a stage called Stage. Fun
that's
fact,
right. That's right. How could I forget?
Stage Zero. Also, Stage Zero didn't need a badge to go to that for the longest time, because like remember those days when
Yeah, I
they
remember.
did they did uh back in the day Fanime only badge checked at the rooms, like for the exhibit
Uh-huh.
hall for whatever the fuck the panels, so you could go to Stage Zero for free back in those days. Um,
Yeah, now they
but
badge check at the very, very front
yeah,
door.
which makes more sense, I guess. They still don't back check, which I think is really weird. But anyway, but stage 0 is where you see all the overseas idols. I remember like I think the first time I might be wrong about this. The first time I met you, but I remember us hanging out watching like Hello Musume, I think they called themselves. I remember Tiffany was in there, but it was a ton of members. It was like 12 members, like
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah.
NorCal people, and like gosh, those are the days. Like when
Hello, Musume's got to come back.
Hello Musume, let's talk to Tiffany and like I, there's this girl named Aleli. And I think she was actually the main person behind that group, because I remember like I would film it, and she was the one who was like archiving all the videos, and like what the fuck, we need to get them back. It's time. We need the reunion. Ah, good times. And I remember like there was a period when ALA, and maybe you were like around when they were staffing, but like they used to have a performance room when it was at the Marriott. Like one of the rooms was just for bands, or not. I shouldn't say bands, because like there were a few bands, but there was a room that would just have performances, and I remember
You
there would be
said
some idols there.
the LAX Marriott.
Yeah, like one of the rooms like was dedicated just for performances. Um, like I
Is it on
remember
the
like
bottom floor? I think I remember.
yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Those are the good old days. Support your local performers, your local idols. Like I'm glad seeing the scene back alive again. I'm not like I don't know if this is a controversial thing to say, but like I think I think all those like online things that popped up during the pandemic, I was like, ugh,
Mm-hmm.
because I see why they did it, but there were so many of them, and like I feared that was gonna be like the way we're gonna have to promote our local idols for the longest time. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, like
ah.
net idols and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
can we just can we go back to like I sound like an anti-vaxxer now. Can we just go back to in person things again? But but I remember like when a lot of those started, there was like promises that they were gonna go on forever even after the pandemic because it was a way to like and unless you're a VTuber, I don't think those still exist anymore.
Yeah.
Were there any VTuber groups? I could have sworn I saw a VTuber
There
group there.
was, there was actually.
It
There's
just
the
dawned on me
group.
now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's that group Idolution who's what can you say? Can you call that 2.5D actually? Not sure.
Phoebe and some other people, right?
Yeah. And they had been a part of this group called Idolution. I think that was their first like actual real life like 3D stage performance there.
Oh, okay. Like I like how I try to click on their page on the SoCal Idol Fest site and it's broken, but um, if I'm not mistaken, aren't they kind of big? Hold on, not to say anyone's like bigger than anyone else, but aren't they like Sony? Hold on.
Are they Sony?
Okay, I found the page. Illusion, VTuber Idol Group, Big Dreams, debut single, Make Believe Dreams Again. Well, they have original stuff. They have like all this shit. Well, I can't see Sony's name mentioned with them, but Sony is so big that they still could be. Can you still see if people are verified for? Okay, no, you can't. And I'm pretty sure this one is not a. Sorry, I'm trying to. I was trying to shame them for paying for Twitter Blue, but, or X Blue.
What the hell?
What is it called now? It's not called X anymore.
I think it's X
X
I mean, not X
Premium.
Blue. Yeah, there
X
you go. That's what I meant to
Premium.
say.
You said it's called X Premium.
This looks like a porn name.
What the hell? X Premium?
Sorry, I'm looking at
Oh
Illusion
no.
now.
I don't want to
Oh,
hear.
they had merch. Sorry, I'm a
They
sucker
did.
for.
It was yeah, dude. They had it was like a logo keychain. It looked really good, honestly.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for like random idol merch. Like I actually was we believe it or not, there was a point when for about it didn't only last like 4 episodes. I think only 2 of them are on YouTube because like I think 2 of them I think one of them is lost media now because I lost the recording. But we had a podcast, the Overseas Idol podcast, which I think it was called the Offshore Podcast, if I'm not mistaken. I should revive that one day. Anyways,
You should.
um, and that was with me, Nyaru, and Julili. Um, and I remember Julili, I think she was showing off her collection of like new, not new, of her collection of like local idol merch. And she had a ton of shit. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I strive to have that much someday. I think I have some melancholia. Like, I think I have a keychain and like they sent me a shirt a long time ago. But beyond that, like, as much as I love them, like supporting Dempop and like anything Tiffany's involved with, like they have never produced a single piece of merch. God damn it!
Speaking of
Where's our?
Melancholia, they're gonna be at
They're gonna be at
Northwest
the
Idol
yeah.
Fest. Yeah, the one in Seattle.
They're gonna be at the bigger show. Well, not to say
The
like
big one.
yeah, the
Yeah,
big one.
the big one.
I
Which
actually, when they
you should
announced
go
it,
to.
when I saw him announce it on Twitter, I was like, wait, are they gonna be fucking in Torrance? I'm like, I'm gonna go if they're gonna be in Torrance. Like, no, 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 no. And then I read the thing more closely, like, oh,
Yeah,
like
it's in Seattle, dude.
I was kind of upset by that because for those who don't know, like there was actually a period when like they were supposed to perform at ALA because there was this say I think I still know everyone. Like it's not like anything changed, but like I used to have more sway with like some of the staff. Like like I fucking kept getting Tiffany. Like Tiffany, like, well, not Tiff it was Dempop. The first time they was performed, it turned out to just be Tiffany. They opened for like Lolita Dark, and then like they kept doing the halftime show at the talent show and shit like that. I was gonna get Melancholia one of the halftime shows. And it's funny because I think this was like a really early Melancholia. They had just released like their first single, which I think they do not even perform anymore. But and it just didn't quite fully like pan out. So as far as I know, they still have not performed in SoCal. So yeah, it's like let's fucking make it happen.
You gotta make it happen. I feel like if he has success over there, then it'll be good for him to come over here to
Exactly.
SoCal.
I need to get. I was talking the other day. I'm like, we need to get them back on the podcast. Like, we need to get this. I need to get Pida back on the podcast.
You guys,
Need to
you
get.
can start setting things up again. Now's the time.
Oh, the thing that pissed me off why I didn't go to to SoCal Idol Fest is that I was making this joke last podcast, and now that I have you here, I'll make the joke with you again. That and I think you know the meme I'm talking about. Like I was saying that I wanted to be that meme where it's like the skeleton walking like casually approach a child, and the meme is like Batman when he needs a new Robin after the previous one dies. And I feel like that's me. I feel like we need the new blood in A to J. We need the new idol people again. It's like we need the next Tiffany, the next Angie, the next Heidi, the next Nyaru, the next fight. Well, the next fight. The fight is still. Like if
What
I
the
were gonna,
heck?
but so is everyone still around too. But you know what I mean.
I know what you're saying.
See, we should have interviewed. See, there's an alternate universe somewhere where
We'd be able to
Hina
do that if you go to
Northwest.
Northwest. Yeah.
I don't know when Northwest is, but I'm pretty sure it conflicts with something. Hold on, let me just
It's
look
in
this up. This date.
October. It's October 20
Yeah, see, it does.
20th to the 22nd. Wait, what does it conflict with?
Oh, I'm not going to that. That's TwitchCon.
Yeah.
But TwitchCon does conflict. Wait, is that on a? Oh, I forgot Kaho was there last year as DJ because I saw Kaho in a picture. I'm like, is that Kaho in one of the pictures?
Yeah.
But but I have a work thing that weekend, which is why I can't go to fucking TwitchCon.
So
uh,
sad.
and honestly, TwitchCon is like would be like money, like work money. So I mean, so if I was not going to, like, if I was canceling my work thing, I'd go to TwitchCon anyway. So I'm not in this universe am I going to Northwest Idol Fest, unfortunately. But
That's too
I
bad.
was. Are you going?
I'm thinking about it.
It's in like a month. Oh, actually, it's in 2 months.
It's
But
in
you
like
should
2
think
months.
fast.
I'm
There's
thinking about it.
what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, uh, there's an alternate universe somewhere where like Hina showed up, and we interviewed Barry, and then like now Barry was on today's podcast instead of fucking us.
Yeah.
There's an alternate universe where that happened, and now we're all like being chummy with Barry, and like I'm like, hey, we need to have like a Dem Pop collaboration.
It can still happen.
Ah,
There's no better
hopefully.
time than like the present.
I've already been. I'm gonna submit an 80s. I want to do an 80s panel for ALA, an 80s idol one, I should say. And I'm like, part of me wants to do like a general idol one because that was usually how I like scared up all the idol people. You know what I mean? Like
Uh-huh.
they would show up, and I'm like, huh. What's that? I'd be that skeleton casually approach a child.
Hello, my name is
Hello,
Skeleton.
my name's Skeleton, and we need an idol.
We need an idol.
But that's literally how it always happened. Um, the
Oh.
yeah, one day,
One day.
ALA is my goal because I have submitted a ton of other panels for a ton of other cons, but none of them are idol related. I'll keep my eye out if like somebody shows up to the '80s one or the '90s one, like J-pop, when they're like interested. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. We need to make that happen. Snacks, go get us some idols.
Okay, I will do it. Let's
Now,
go.
now that you're in the fold again, we need the new blood. We need to revive everything.
It's time to bring back.
Yeah, Maynard
I
just
don't
wants
actually
other
know
people to
any
do it
old
for him.
AJ things.
Hey, I do things for myself sometimes.
But for the channel,
I'm not gonna lie. There are times when I like real talk with Manuel. There are times when like I feel like I throw so much at JD, and I've come to like be lazy because of it. And not in general, but in certain aspects of things. And one of them is like channel stuff and podcast stuff and interview stuff. JD's made me lazy. That doesn't mean stop doing what you're doing, JD. Please don't. But
yeah, just don't stop, but help A to J out a little longer. Um,
please let me sleep. No,
and
you cannot sleep.
do like 90% of the work.
Then there was this Easter egg in the Game Boy Game Genie where if you put it in a certain code, a message would appear and it's like, "Help! I'm trapped in the Game Genie factory," or whatever. I feel like that's JD. Like he knows that I don't fully. I mean, I do watch them sometimes, but he knows I don't fully watch the YouTube edits. So I wouldn't be surprised if he sneaks in like a thing like, "Help! I'm being kept against my."
Yeah, help.
no, Manuel, I just save it for
This
the times when
loser
you tell
has
me to
me
do something and I
trapped.
refuse. Especially if you want me to edit out something embarrassing, I just put the Rohan Kishibe "I refuse" GIF there instead.
You motherfucker! You mean all those times I said something stupid? I'm like, edit that out. You've never edited anything out.
I've edited out times when he said things stupid. It's just never when you've asked me to edit them. And it's when I deem it too stupid to keep in.
like the AEW stuff. I kept saying at AX. I won't say what it is. The women.
No, that one's still in.
Oh my god, you kept that in.
That's funny.
Remember that at AX snack? I think you were there for some of that. I was all like, "Women, am I right?" I'm not gonna say the rest of it. I kept saying shit like that.
You just kept saying, yeah, I remember. You just kept saying dumb shit like that.
Good times, good times. Manuel's a horrible misogynist confirmed. I should. Why am I joking about this? Um. Oh, too much good stuff going on. Are you gonna go see Old Boy tomorrow? Old Boy's getting a theatrical release tomorrow.
It freaking sold out at the Alamo Draft House that I wanted to go to, man. What the hell?
You know what's funny? And I wanted to bring up this topic, like just I wanted to bring it up a bit more. I wanted to bring it up with Snacks is here because Snacks is weirdly like I consider him like the cinephile of, like my friend group, which is funny because I definitely have a lot of cinephiles in my friend groups. But like you go to so many screenings and usually you don't say anything. Like I'll
No,
just
I
see you.
don't.
I'll just see you like post at like a thing you're at, or you'll mention that you saw it, like you saw like this special screening, and like sometimes you'll be like at a Q&A thing, like I'm
Yeah,
like what
yeah,
the
yeah.
fuck? And you'll be at premieres and shit, and I'm like what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like what is Snacks doing? And I saw the Old Boy ad, and I'm like I bet you Snacks is gonna be at this.
I freaking wish I could go, man. I want to go. I want to go to my favorite theater.
Oh, the Alamo Draft House.
I love that place so much,
I've
man. Yeah.
never been to it. I've been to the one that was. I mean, there's several, but I've been to one in Texas. I should say. I'm not sure which one it is. It's in Houston. I'm not sure which one that is, but I've never been to the one that they opened in LA. Like it's been open for years. It's not like it's anything new, but yeah,
Yeah.
I've never been to it. Um, it's funny because Old Boy was in my rant a long time ago. Did I do this rant live, JD, about movies that are like how so many how it, I think it's so weird how so many of the quote unquote like greatest movies of all time are adaptations.
I don't remember. I've heard you give this rant though.
It was probably live. Did you guys know that Old Boy was an adaptation? No one ever talks about that.
Yes, I know it
I
was
didn't
originally a
actually know
manga.
that.
Yeah, it was from a manga, and it's funny because like once again, Park Chan Wook, I believe is his name. Only because I fucking love his movies. And don't get me wrong, Old Boy's a fucking amazing. Honestly, have you seen Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, Snacks?
No, I haven't seen that, or I haven't seen the trilogy of that.
Yeah, because there's a trilogy. Old Boy's in the middle. It's Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, Old Boy, then Lady Vengeance. Uh, Lady Vengeance is good, but obviously, and being like the weakest part of a really good trilogy is still like a good thing. But Sympathy has a crazy ending, and then Old Boy. Um, but Old Boy is an adaptation, and I find that so weird because like when they made that remake, God, that remake was terrible. I don't know if this is a terrible thing for Manuel to say. I mean, for Manuel to say, not terrible for Manuel to say. I don't know if it's terrible to say in general.
That's funny.
The only reason I watched the American Old Boy is because Scarlet Witch has a nude scene in it. Should I even say that? Did I get canceled? But yeah, Scarlet Witch girl has a sex scene in that movie.
Her name is
Um,
Elizabeth Olsen.
Thank you. I knew she was an Olsen, but like she's not one of the twins.
No, those are her
That's
sisters.
that's the only reason I'm not even joking with you. I say that's the only reason I watched that movie when I found that out. That movie sucks. Don't watch that movie unless that's your reason. Um, what was I gonna say? Fucking that made me
You're
lose my
just
thought.
talking on tangents. You don't even remember what you're gonna say.
Fucking Old Boy. But anyways, that's a Spike Lee movie, and everyone talked all this shit that like, oh, you ruined Park Chan Wook's like masterpiece, blah blah blah. And there've been a ton of remakes. There's been like I think two Bollywood ones. I think both are unofficial, but there's like two, and they're not musicals. They're just like straight movies. There's two of those, and I think there's like a French or a Canadian one. There's like, others, and everyone keeps going back to the Park Chan Wook thing, and I'm like, are you even adapting? Do you need to credit him? Because at that point, can't you just license the manga? And I know he made changes, but I'm like, can't
Uh-huh.
you just license the manga and just skip that and not have to worry about like, oh, we're ruining the best movie of all time?
I mean, they'll
I don't
still
know.
compare them.
Yeah,
Eh,
always.
but yeah, that's my rant in quick order, real fast. Before we get back to snack cinephileness, is that Jaws, The Exorcist, and like The Godfather are three movies that everyone likes to compare everything to. Um,
Yeah.
and all of those are adaptations. They're all based on books.
To be fair, I think
Yeah.
Um,
most people agree that Jaws the movie is much better than Jaws the book.
Yes.
Jaws the No, it's funny you say that because Jaws is the one that I've I've read The Exorcist too. I never read The Godfather. I don't like The Godfather, and that's spoiler alert, I don't like that movie, but or the book. But the Jaws book I like the movie, but the Jaws book is weird. Like it's about the people more than about the shark. Uh, like Richard Dreyfuss, is that his name? The guy with the curly hair? Um,
Yes.
his character is sleeping with the main dude's wife in the book. And that's the main plot of the book, is that like basically like he's fucking that other dude's wife, and they have to go do this job together, and they're like at each other's throats kind of. And spoiler alert, he dies in the book, the Richard Dreyfuss character. And that's how their relationship gets saved.
Because he
the,
dies?
the shark eats the
Oh
cheater.
my god.
The shark is the shark.
That
The
sounds like
shark.
something that would be like in Jaws 2 or 3.
I know it is because it's a stupid love triangle, and then
Yeah.
the shark eats one of them.
So stupid.
And I'm pretty sure if you ask Mr. Peter Benchley, I think he's the author of the book, that I think he even meant to make it's a human story, because he apparently did not like the vilification of sharks that happened after Jaws. He
Yeah, people
apparently
were scared as shit to go in the
yeah,
water.
dude. Speaking of scared to go in, thanks for saying that. You know how many fucking times I hate. Oh, also Psycho. Psycho is another movie that like they compare a lot of things to, and that's also a
Uh,
book. But you know what I fucking hate? The way, have you ever picked up a movie and it's all like, it does to theaters what Jaws did to going in the ocean. I fucking hate when that's the tag.
yeah.
I fucking
I've heard that.
hate.
Yeah.
I hate when that's the tagline. I can't stand like it does to blank what Jaw, and the other one they do is it does to blank what Psycho did to like take it a shower. That's the other one. And I'm like,
That sounds even lamer.
it's like, please, if journalists and like people who write little quips on posters of the world, please stop making that comparison. It's annoying. Honestly, most Hitchcock films. Um, Also,
I meant our
when
adaptations in
you
this case.
when, when people bring up The Exorcist, there is no fucking there is no way you've watched a horror movie in your life and you have not seen the scariest movie since The Exorcist. That is the most overused tagline, I think. Also,
Yeah, constantly. The
by the way,
scariest movie since The Exorcist.
I don't know if by the time I saw it I was too jaded. Like you've had to have been like in the 70s or some shit. But like I didn't find that movie scary as a kid. I don't know if I was just too fucked up by that point. But yeah.
That is Exorcist, I'd say, is pretty scary. It's a fucked up movie,
Well, like
honestly.
when I was a kid, they released it back in theaters. I don't know if you like remember that, and it was the version you've never seen. And
Yeah,
I think that's the version you can only watch today. I don't know if you can even watch the original one, but
yeah,
in that version you've never seen, that's the one that has a scene where she's crawling backwards. That's only in that version, the one where she's coming down the stairs like the spider
yeah,
walk.
yeah, 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 yeah. I know.
That shit was scary, but that was not in the version I saw growing up. That was just, I saw that one like when I was like a bit older. I think I saw it in theaters. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah. I saw that. They were playing it at the Academy Museum, and so I
Look at
went to that.
look at fucking Snacks going to all the fucking see. He's going
What's
to
his
all the
name? What the? Oh my God! I'm
oh
pulling
speak
blanks here. What the hell? What's the director's? Oh,
William Friedkin.
Friedkin.
He just
Friedkin.
died.
He was there. He was there at
Like
the.
what
He
the
just
fuck?
died.
He just died like 2 days ago. I'm not even making that up.
He
Like I
was at the premiere. He just denied all allegations against him abusing the people in the movie.
oh yeah, didn't he like yeah. Well, he hasn't really done any movies since, except that other Exorcist one. But yeah,
Yeah,
when did he die? Let me see. Yeah, he actually died last week. He died August 7th, right before my birthday. Oh man! But then again, I think they announced his death after the fact. It was like they announced it recently. It was like, oh yeah, he passed away. Rest in peace, William Friedkin. Yeah, hopefully you weren't lying when you say you didn't hurt anyone in the making of that movie, because that was a very common accusation. I think, if I'm
yeah,
not mistaken, that old man, I can't remember his name, who played the old priest, there or one of the priests. There was a scene where one of them had to like do the prayer and they weren't doing it right, and I think like, Renee Freakin like slapped them or something like that, and
I
it's like what?
think there was the story that I think one of them died of hypothermia or something like that, or was going to die of hypothermia because of how cold the room
Yeah,
was,
there was a
and
lot.
they had to keep the room cold like that.
And I think Linda Blair, the one who played not Morgan, what the fuck's her name?
Reagan?
Doesn't matter. The girl,
Kid,
Reagan. I
yeah.
called her Morgan. Reagan. She has all these stories too, and it's always weird when you have a kid. And I don't mean weird as in like I just mean it's always sadder when you have a kid and these stories come out. Where and I don't mean anything like that. I just mean like he was mean to her and shit like that.
Uh-huh.
But then again, there was some weird shit in that movie. I hope there was a double, and I know there was a double on set like that, but I hope there was a double with like the crucifix scene and shit like that. I just barely
Oh
thought about
yeah.
that right now. I hope the hell there was. Um. Anyway, let's all go watch The Exorcist since we can't watch Old Boy tomorrow.
Yeah, let's go do that. I'm down to go do that.
I just remember there was that one screening, and I think I was like in a bad mood that week, and like it was like I just remember I was like in a funk the whole time. And you're like, I want to go see. Was it like Dream Warrior? It was a double feature. Remember that? It was like
Yes, we were
Dream
supposed
Warriors.
to go see frickin' the oh gosh. Friday the
It
13th
was
part 4,
part
the final
4. Oh,
chapter.
in 3D.
Yeah.
It was actually in 3D. That's what it was, and it was Freddy's Dead actually in 3D, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh, yeah,
'Cause
yeah, yeah. Oh, wait, I'm thinking of two different things. We're supposed to go to both of those things.
it was a double feature, and I think they were in 3D. That's what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
And
Freddy's Dead
it
was in
was
3D.
three that was in it was in 3 that was in 3D, but it might have been 4 anyway. I don't know. Um, but I do know that there was a Freddy's Dead in 3D, and I know it was a double feature. And I remember like, and I think you only really wanted to see one of them though.
Yeah, Dream
And
Warriors.
you kept messaging me about it, and I remember I was just in a bad mood. Like I was just like, everyone's in those moods. Like I wasn't angry. I was just like, I don't want to do anything because like life sucks. That kind of mood.
Uh-huh.
And you kept messaging me. I'm like, I'll think about it. And then it was funny because then something happened where I got out of my funk, and it was still like a week away. And I went to go message you again, and I think you were in a mood, so you're like, "No, I don't want to go anymore."
Oh, yeah.
And I just
I ended up
remember
not
we were
going at
both like,
all.
yeah, nobody went. That was the new Beverly. Is that still open?
It is
Yeah,
still open.
Manuel has
They're
Quentin
playing movies
Tarantino
all the
backing it.
time.
It's going to stay open.
He has all the money.
That guy, he has famously said, "As long as I'm still rich, this theater is going to continue to show movies." I was like, "Damn."
And I think if I'm not mistaken, that's the theater where like everything's only on film. Like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
like, we don't do digital or whatever the fuck.
Also, if anyone,
They don't believe in it.
yeah, if anyone here ever goes to see like another movie at the new Beverly and Whitney's their projectionist, tell him I love his podcast.
There's
What's he look like?
Whitney projectionist new. Sorry, I'm
Whitney
looking all this up.
Seibold.
What's he look like?
Oh, Whitney Seibold. He looks like I'm googling this right.
What the heck is Whitney Seibel? Mr. Scheibel.
He's a movie critic, projectionist at, or I believe he's still a projectionist at the New Beverly. I don't know if.
Oh my god, I can't find a picture of this person.
Yeah, I'll put a picture up in the edit. Don't worry.
Do they not have pictures online? Not that everyone needs to, but it's pissing me off. We live in the
but
internet. Oh,
one of the
I found him.
co-presenters of the podcast, or I guess I have the podcast network, critically acclaimed. I love Cancel Too Soon, where they go over one season TV shows.
He has
Oh, that sounds interesting, actually.
he has like a, not that he's balding, but he has like a comb over looking thing, and he has a beard and a mustache. So like, he has a beard mustache combo. I've never seen this
Seibel.
dude.
No, I've
But
never
if you
seen
Google
this.
him, maybe you've seen. He's a projectionist. Oh shit! I clicked on something I shouldn't know. I clicked on his Patreon. Oops. Like I think the podcast. Anyway, yeah, go say hi to him, JD. I mean JD. Snacks. Go up to the projection room and go say hi to him.
Okay, for sure. I will.
For sure.
Well,
I
think
feel like
they usually come out, like, announce whatever they're doing or talk about whatever they're doing, don't they? At least that was the one time I went there.
oh, you've been there before.
Yeah,
Announce.
I may have been there before too.
I saw The Big Sleep there.
Oh, you mean like if somebody comes out and says like, "Oh, tonight we're showing this"?
Yeah,
Oh
and
yeah,
then-
they do. Yeah. They've
Yeah,
got the
they do.
greeter come out.
Because they want to
Big
be old
Short.
school.
Yeah, they come out with the greeter and stuff, and they talk. They talk about the movie. Yeah, sometimes you can just get random people come up that like know the director personally in the audience, and they'll just talk about. They'll let them talk about him too. It's pretty cool.
They are showing some weird movies right now. Where's all the shit I want to see? Not all these black and white.
You
Well,
have
they're
to
showing
wait till you have to wait till October, man.
Actually, they are showing Evil Dead 2 on the 19th. When is that? That's like tomorrow.
It's
There's a
sold
lot of
out.
Manual, that is Saturday.
Oh, close enough.
I would like to go. It's
Yeah,
sold out though.
They are showing Reservoir Dogs. Isn't that one of his movies? Isn't that
Yes,
nepotism?
Manuel. He shows a lot of
Yes,
his
it is.
movies there.
He shows it. He shows every movie he's ever made there.
Did they show Kill Bill every night?
Yeah. Evil Dead is at 7:30. Yeah.
Let's all go watch Evil Dead 2. Dead by Dawn. Dead by Dawn.
I kind of want to go see it.
I love Evil Dead 2. That's one of my favorite. Honestly, Evil Dead 1 and 2 are some of my favorite movies. I have not seen the new Evil Dead. I hear it's good. I have to watch it.
Yes. It's awesome.
Yeah, I need to see it. As long as it has something to do with the TV show. I'm always afraid anything new has something to do with the TV show.
Oh, Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Yeah, because I hear that apparently Ash is in the new one. No, he's not in it, but like he's in the new one. He's in the remake. So like, I'm like, as long as it's like Evil Dead 2 Ash or even Army Darkness Ash, I don't fucking care. But I just don't want I don't want Ash versus the Evil Dead Ash. Please no, we don't need any more of him. Because let's all watch all this shit. They're making a new Chainsaw Massacre game, and nobody wants that game to review. JD, I just blame you.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's basically like that Friday the 13th game, but like Chainsaw Massacre, because Friday the 13th has all those fucking bullshit rights things going on. Like
Yeah. So I heard Friday the 13th game was pretty awesome, but
it was, but then all that shit happened because like the dude who wrote the first one, basically, and I know this is kind of controversial to say because we're in the middle of a writer's strike right now, But like, um, he sued like Sean S. Cunningham, I believe. Like, I don't think Paramount exists anymore, at least as the company that like still owned it, and they've long since sold the rights to it away. But he sued them for like the Friday 13th name and all the original story, and I think he won. And now they're making a Friday 13th TV show, but I'm like, you don't own any of the cool rights. You own the rights to a little boy who drowned and like his mom killed people. Like
Yeah.
you don't own the fucking hockey mask anymore because that's part 3.
Yeah, you don't own any of the cool stuff. None of the pitchfork and then the
Yeah,
famous
that's what I'm
machete.
saying. Like, and
Wait, the hockey mask isn't until part 3? I would have thought it was part
Yep.
2.
yes,
He wears a burlap sack on his head in the
in
second
part
movie.
2, and he didn't even win that one. So he can't even take that. He can't even take the Burlap sack. And I'm pretty sure
Damn.
i- if I was Sean S. Cunningham and or Paramount and or New Line and or whoever the fuck owns the other rights, and he sued my ass and took that away, you better believe I'm making sure he is not touching. Like, if he fucking puts like Snakz just said, if he does a kill where somebody like smacks a girl like in a sleeping bag against a tree, I'm fucking suing. You're gonna see my ass in
Yeah.
court. So yeah, and I think if I'm not mistaken, um,
Punching
the
someone's head off on the top of a rooftop.
yeah, the implication is that Jason's dead in that movie. Obviously, like, oh, we found no bodies, so maybe he's gone. But I don't know. I think the show's gonna suck. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. It why does every horror movie have bullshit like that? Like, Child's Play has that shit with the first one too. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's why both Child's Play had to change its like that's why it's like Chucky now. It's like whatever Chucky. And that's why Friday the 13th is not called that anymore. It's Jason this, Jason that, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, I hate it. And that's why they remade the first one, and I think that's why they remade the first Child's Play. And there was talk, I mean, like, you know, that the one with Mark Hamill as the voice is just a robot with no voodoo.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
were
yeah.
talking about making a sequel, but they can't call it Child's Play 2 because they don't have the rights to Child's Play 2.
Oh
So
my.
they have to call it like Child's Play, like, you know, rebooted or some bullshit like.
God's play Chucky's Revenge.
If you take that title, whoever the fuck makes the remakes, you better fuck. I'm suing. That's my
Yeah, give us
title.
our money.
I just want my money, guys. I'll sell it to you. Uh,
Yeah.
Anyways, I feel like we really lost the topic. We talking about idols
Yeah,
now.
we
We moved.
did. Hi, yeah, I
Yeah.
went all over the place.
We should make an idol horror movie. That's our new project.
Isn't there, did like
It's
Like
gonna be
Takeshi
called
Miike or something like make one?
Idol is dead.
Idol is Dead. We'll call it Idol is Dead, and it'll
There's
be
already
all
an
the.
Idol is dead movie.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. This ain't gonna sue us. Wax not gonna sue us. They probably will sue us. Oh, did you get any checkies at the convention? That was one I was gonna ask you earlier.
I did not actually.
Was anyone selling any checkies? That's a random
Everybody was.
question, but like, okay, I was gonna
Everybody
say,
was. Yeah, 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 yeah. You could definitely do that. They had a whole section that was like designated for that to like take
oh,
photos.
yeah.
Dude,
Because
it was
specifically in my
awesome.
head, yeah, because I'm like the one set of merchandise, like even like the idols I mentioned, like, oh, Tiffany and them never had merches. They always had like they were selling their checkies at a table, like, you know, $5-10 or whatever the fuck. It's like, get a checkie with us. And I think actually, I don't think, I know for a fact the very first time I met Tiffany, before I knew her at all, was when she was with Tiami. It was like her and Ami. Gosh, that was so long ago. That was like
Yeah.
2014 or some shit like that. Like 10 years. Remember Tiami? I don't know.
Yes, I
But anyway,
remember.
but yeah, it was at the San Francisco Cosplay and Anime Festival. That was an event they used to have in Japantown that I don't think, I mean, they had it right up until the pandemic, but it hasn't come back since the pandemic. So yeah, that's the only time I've ever been to San Francisco. I wonder like how that whole area looks these days.
I haven't been to San Francisco in years.
But like, I hear that a lot of it's been abandoned because, you know, it's like expensive to live there, and like no one
Uh-huh.
like. So there's all those stories I hear, and I hear New People. Remember New People? Like, that place always looked abandoned. And I can't imagine that place like still being open today, but I guess it is.
I think it gets like quite a few people, but at the same time, even like when I went there years ago, it looked pretty abandoned. So I have no clue what it looks like now.
For those who don't know, New People was like this 4-story building in Japantown, San Francisco that had like events. The main floor that you walk into is like a cafe. Then it has like shops and whatever, and like the bottom floor is a theater. I saw an AKB48 movie. I forgot which documentary it was there in 2014, and that's the only. And it was during J-pop Summit, and that's the only the year before I went there as press. I don't think I don't you get Snacks, and that was the only time I've ever seen that theater used as a theater. I used to go down there to pee all the time because I had a nice bathroom that was always open.
Speaking of that, I need to go use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Oh, when he comes back, we'll wrap up. But yeah, go ahead, go pee. Anyway, Snacks, are you back? I thought I heard him rustle. No, he's not. Of course, he's not.
I'm
Anyway,
back.
oh, you're back. We'll wrap it up in a second. Let's what was your favorite performance from SoCal Idol Fest? You had to pick one person who was better than the rest.
If I were to pick one performance that I had the most fun at, I would have to say the when Your Maid Cafe went on
Oh,
stage. Dude, they played a festive song. I forgot what it's called, but it was like crowd interaction, and it was a lot of fun. They also played some songs that like I knew, so I was like getting into it with all the calls and stuff. There was like I had the most fun during their performance for sure.
Asaroyu Maid Cafe. They're the ones who have the legit cafe, right? Well, not
Yeah, in
by legit,
Arcadia.
by legit. I don't mean that other Maid Cafes suck, but I mean they have a location. That's what I meant to say.
They have
Like
a
an
location, and they're moving locations to get their own, because they were inside of an arcade, and now they're moving outside of that arcade.
interesting. That's I doubt I'll
Yeah,
ever really.
they're running a Kickstarter right now for the stuff.
So yeah, everyone go support Asaroyu Maid Cafe. Let's I don't know. There's a lot of Maid Cafes. I always Callie gets mad at me because I always confuse them with Dreamland, and I think
Yeah.
Dreamland's the one. I mean, they had a pop up. They've had a pop up here and there. So
Yes.
like I've always confused them, like, oh, we're going to that one. And I'm like, they're like, no, that one wasn't permitted, it was just a pop-up. And they're the ones who go to like every fucking convention. Like
Yeah,
they
they were at SoCal Idol Fest too. I think they were one of the sponsors actually.
isn't that weird? I always find that funny when they're both at the convention at the same time, like Asurayu and Dreamland. Not, and I'm sure they don't hate each other. I'm not pretending. I'm not trying to say there's any beef between them. I'm sure they're fine with each other. But to me, in my brain, I just imagine them not only being competitors, but also my brain's stupid, so I can't tell them apart.
That's
um,
funny.
Yeah, Dreamland. I told the story before, but Dreamland is the one that like one of the maids had went to the JAV panel and then saw us afterwards when we went to the cafe. So if I've ever
Right, that's
told that
right. I remember.
yeah,
Yeah.
if I've ever told that story on a podcast and I said any maid cafe besides Dreamland, no, it was Dreamland. That girl's like, it's you to me, because I'm like, hopefully we're doing that JAV panel again at ALA.
We'll have to see if the stars
Yeah.
align.
We talked about it. We talked about some of the weird shit that we show at the panel last week, so I won't bore JD with it again. But if you want to see some crazy shit, we have some crazy shit lined up. Like,
Yes.
and it's funny because like I thought showing the shit we showed last time, like the 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 things coming out of bodies and stuff like that. I thought that was extreme, but then Tiffany showed that one video that had a story. I won't spoil it, but the JD with the
Yeah.
story, and I was looking into
Yeah.
it, and I was like, "What the fuck?" It's like the the story alone would have been fucked up if it was a porn that ends the way that one did, but then it's a porn that also has the stuff that we showed.
Yes.
So it's like that's just weird.
If it
And
was like
then
a normal thing, it wouldn't be that bad, but the all the content within is yeah.
we're gonna show a lot of crazy fetish. There's a fetish that I won't say what it is to go to the panel that I don't want to say I discovered I learned about. That's the word I'm looking for. That you guys taught me about that. The anyway, I'm getting
Anyway,
Manuel, let's just wrap this up.
that's the show.
yeah. Let's wrap it up. Idols and JV. You and becoming retired. Okay. Um. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Snacks, for being here. We'll do something next week. I don't know what the fuck we're doing next week. Maybe Hina again. Uh, and that wasn't me saying that we have Hina on. I just like to joke about that. Then we get around like 3 months from now. And yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out our interview with the Completionist. We should have an interview with Yasha Fluff on Patreon. Patreon.com/Stay Connection. Shout out to Ed, our current patron. And that's pretty much it.
What else are we doing this
Friday's
week?
Drink Talk. This Friday's Drink Talk roll. I think JD will be on that. Maybe Warren will be on that. Speaking of Warren, maybe tomorrow I'll be playing Final Fantasy VII. I don't know. He seems to think we're going to play it. He keeps saying we are. But either way, this Friday is Drink Talk roll, and then next Tuesday is UPZ. That's it. Anyways, that's it. Peace out. Thank you for watching. Love you. Goodbye.